I am the secretary for the Fort Wayne Railroad Historical Society. In about 40 years, the organization was founded right here at the corner of Clinton and 4th Street when historic steam locomotive number 765 was on display at the corner. It was installed in 1963 as a monument to the elevation of the nickel plate railroad through downtown. And these young guys came on this corner and said, you know, we're going to take this engine and make something incredible out of it. And almost 40 years later, we're on the same street corner looking at this building and a part of the property saying, you know what, we've got this plan to do something even more incredible with the engine, with the property, with the freight house, with everything.
You're out here trying to get public support.
What was the New York Central Freight Yard?
He said eyesore. Great. Yeah, eyesore, tear it down. All right, buddy.
What part can the public play? You're demonstrating like this. You obviously want to get a groundswell. What part can the public play?
Well, there is the desire for civic pride in this community, and I think Parkview Field and other projects that have really enhanced the community have woken people up to kind of look around and say, you know, what makes Fort Wayne great? What has the potential to really strengthen our identity? And this freight house and this property are really untapped potential as far as Fort Wayne's future goes, and it's such an important part of our past that to build upon the past to make something great is just a really unique opportunity. And it's one thing to say, oh, it's historic, it should be saved, but it's another thing entirely to say, yeah, it's historic, yeah, we can save it, but we've also got a plan to justify its saving.
Who has final say? Who controls the property?
The Rifkin family currently owns the property, and they realize that they are important custodians of the property and that they have a very significant responsibility as the property owners to help shape the development of Fort Wayne for years to come. Every day that nothing is done, the job gets tougher. What's your timeline? Well, our timeline right now, I mean, we're just in the very early stages of getting really meaningful civic and neighborhood community support for our plan. We're not ready to go public just yet, but the one thing that 99% of the people that we've met have said is that this is the best idea that anybody has had for the property. It's the best plan they've ever seen, and we think the community, as we go out and we get their opinion and work with other people that we need to work with to make something like this happen, are going to feel the same way. I mean, it's a project that is going to encourage sustainable economic development. It's really going to enrich this corner and this neighborhood and this region. It's going to give people that civic pride that they cherish and they want to be a part of. And it's going to install a really meaningful attraction that is uniquely Fort Wayne's and is just unreplicated anywhere else in the country.
Give me the thumbnail. What do you see? What's your grand view for this property?
This is the way Headwaters Park crosses the river and links up with Science Center.
There's a lot of emphasis right now on the Clinton corridor, on being the entrance to Fort Wayne and to downtown, and Headwaters Park and Science Central are two of the really significant anchors as far as coming downtown, and the city has plans to really beautify Clinton Street and make it this really fantastic entrance into Fort Wayne, and anything that happens on this property is going to play a major part in that. A lot of us that are here today, and especially myself, believe that a city's identity is strengthened by its past, and if they really feel strongly about not only Fort Wayne's history, but its potential future, call the city, call the mayor's office, let your feelings be known, and I think that there's such a demand for civic pride and for things to be, for things that can enrich the community. People want to play a part in any way they can.
Well, let's say that the worst case scenario happens, the building comes down.
Yeah.
What effect does that have on any kind of a proposal you might bring?
Well, the building coming down is certainly not the end of the project that we're working on. It's kind of, it would be really unfortunate. I mean, but who knows? You could always rebuild it. It wouldn't be the end to this project that we're working on right now, because it's gained so much momentum thus far and really meaningful support from the city and the civic community.
But it would lose a little bit of that historic.
Yeah, I mean, if the building comes down, you lose your last link to this property as being what it once was, which was this really robust railroad yard that was a huge part of the Bloomingdale neighborhood. And our plan aims to, do several things. Economic development is one, to install a meaningful attraction, but also to beautify these neighborhoods and give people something really proud, something really enriching and awesome and romantic to be a part of.